to the High Tempo Sports Podcast for an episode of the High Tempo Fast Break. It is a sad, sad day here in the state of Michigan as us Detroit Pistons fans have been left speechless after the NBA draft lottery. We were recording this at approximately 8:30 on Tuesday night, right after the lottery ended. Nuggets-Lakers hasn't even tipped off yet. And we're just here in pain as the Pistons have landed the 5th pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah, the energy in the stew has never been lower.
No.
It's we didn't speak for about probably a minute and a half up there watching it. I still don't really. I'm not dying to talk about it.
Definitely not.
This is going to be one of the shorter podcasts. I think when we initially said that we were going to make a podcast after the lottery, we were hoping to come with some decent news.
Yeah, at least second or third, talk about our options, which the options are at an all-time high with this current pick, but
they're just not as good.
Yeah, it's just a very disappointing lottery being that no one jumped up until the Pistons fell, basically. No one jumped up from 14 up until pick 6. Then going into the 5th pick, the last pick before the top 4 is revealed. We fall to 5, and the Portland Trailblazers move into the top 4. And then the San Antonio Spurs win the draft lottery, so I will go over that really quick just for everyone. Spurs have the 1st pick, Hornets have the 2nd pick, Trailblazers have the 3rd pick, and the Rockets have the 4th pick. And then the rest doesn't really matter. The Pistons have the 5th pick, but the rest, you'll know more about that later. It's all about the top dogs. And the San Antonio Spurs will be getting Victor Wembanyama, so shout out to the Spurs.
Yeah, they were already talking. They were interviewing him, mentioning how it's, what are you going to bring to the Spurs team when they take you first overall? Shout out to the Spurs, man. Everybody kind of talks about this was a cool destination with all the history behind what they've done, and every time they've tanked, it's worked out for them. They did tank for Tim Duncan. That was the year David Robinson got hurt, and they tanked for him. So, I would consider this year tanking. They just sucked.
Yeah.
But shout out to them for getting Victor. Hopefully he's the next line of great Spurs big men.
Yeah, and it kind of seemed like a good spot for him because it was a place he could go where he's the for sure face of the franchise, which I don't know if that was the NBA's point of giving the Spurs the 1st pick. I know I say giving them as if it's rigged, but it's just what you say.
Yep.
But if he would have went to the Pistons, who knows? If obviously I'm not saying Victor's not going to be as good as Cade or anything, but who knows? He goes to the Rockets, who knows? He goes to the Hornets, who knows? So and obviously the Trailblazers too. So the Spurs, he is the for sure locked in franchise player for that team for the next so many years. So that's super exciting for them. And that was a team that I was fine with getting the 1st pick too.
Yeah, I really like the fact that Victor can go there and can be more under the radar. We talk about stars getting drafted these massive franchises. It's always a little bit scarier, but this is the Spurs aren't a massive franchise. But they just don't get the TV time that everybody else does,
unless
and the
they're
talk
good.
shows, unless they're great. But even when they are great, sometimes they don't get the
Right.
stuff they deserve. So it's really nice that Victor Wembanyama can kind of hopefully, I don't want to say fly under the radar, but if he has a slow start, it's just not as big of a deal being in San Antonio versus if you have a slow start in LA or New York
Right.
or one of those. It's a whole different. We saw it happen even Lonzo when he started struggling. Any of those young guys who struggled, it was a quick turnaround.
I feel with Victor though, it's not going to matter. He's just the amount of hype he already has. No matter where he's at, he's going to be getting constant media coverage and criticism for bad games and stuff like that. No matter if he was in LA or in Detroit.
That's a good point. I can't wait to see all the videos of him just doing stuff around the arena and people taking videos of look at this guy do this. Look at how weird it looks. He speaks really good English. Really, that was the first time I've ever seen him interview. He speaks perfect English. It's really awesome. I can't wait for him to be in the league.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Pistons because we know kind of how the top 3 picks, maybe at least the top 3 picks are going to go with Scoot Henderson and Brandon Miller, either going to the Charlotte Hornets or the Portland Trailblazers, which the Hornets have a decision to make at pick 2 with obviously LaMelo Ball being their star guard, but he is a taller guard. Maybe you decide to go with him and Scoot, but LaMelo is a playmaking guard. He kind of demands the ball most of the time. So, but talking about the Pistons at pick 5, this is devastating. It was really a top 3 or bust type situation. Obviously, we are gonna discuss this for the next so long because this is the only Pistons news other than hiring a head coach that we have over the next until the draft, basically, and we're going to be doing several mock drafts as well. But I do think that the possibility of them moving this pick just instant reaction of them getting the 5th pick. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Obviously, we could still use more young talent on this team for sure. But falling to the 5th pick, I don't imagine was in Troy Weaver's plans going in this offseason.
Yeah, it just gives us, like you said, you're kind of at the high of options, but the options are so much more watered down, each individual option. Even if we get like the 3rd pick and we still wanted to trade it, we can trade it for more at that point than what we can for the 5th pick. It really sucks that that's like what I'm kind of hoping for now. If we keep the pick, whoever we get, that's fine. I'll root for them. I'm excited. I wouldn't mind seeing this pick get moved. I want to see the Pistons kind of move in the direction to start winning some games. Cade coming back will definitely help that. Maybe this just kind of takes another step back in the rebuild. Maybe it just doesn't move as quickly as we initially thought.
Yeah, I mean, this is the year that we have to turn the corner. They've already expressed that with the letting go of Dwayne Casey as the head coach and bringing a new head coach. This is what a lot of teams do. You have your coach for your rebuilding stage, then you bring in the next guy when it's finally time to change things, and that's kind of what we made the decision to do. They've talked about it a lot, that the time is now to finally start. We're done like just being resting our guys the last 30 games of the year, so this is the time where we need to start to compete. Does that mean they're going to trade the 5th pick? Not necessarily, because what's the 5th pick's value? Is it OG Anunoby? That'd be a good player, but do you want to trade the 5th overall pick for OG Anunoby? Who knows? So obviously I'm not saying I want them to move the pick, because it just depends on what you get for the 5th pick. If it can be for a Jaylen Brown-esque player, obviously that would be amazing, but how many times is a guy like that going to become available?
Yeah.
Who knows? I just think that this is going to be interesting to see from a content standpoint for the Pistons. There's a lot of different things to talk about, because I mean, as much as a Victor would have been awesome, we just got Victor. What else did we talk about?
Facts.
You know what I mean? I would rather that be the scenario, obviously. But there's a lot of different things that the Pistons can do from here on out. Still, obviously, extremely disappointed, because this is a team that, like we said, needs to take the next step, and getting a top 3 pick would have been a huge contributor to that.
Yeah, it would have just been that uber boost. It's like a little power up to our rebuild. It just would have made it move so much more smoothly. It really blew seeing finally that red and blue circle logo pop up out of those damn cards. Because I was sitting there and I was like,
nothing else had happened.
Like, oh my god, this is going so well. And it, whoever's in the back, I don't know which announcer, I didn't mean that. And everything's going according to plan so far. Still exactly what everybody thought. Boom, Pistons 5th.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And it's just I knew that, I just kind of figured once it got to pick 6 and nothing had happened yet, it was okay, we're going to get top 4. We're at least going to get top 4. And then when I saw the sliver of the Pistons, I'm like, wow, this is the NBA punishing the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say they tanked. They just were bad.
They were just bad.
Yeah.
Bad team. Did you think... Oh my gosh, I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh, it's funny that we did the sim lottery, and 3 straight times we got the 5th overall pick, and here we are. I even saw, I think it was James Edwards, tweeted you sent me the tweet.
He did 5 straight Sankathon spins. Every single one of them had the Pistons getting the 5th pick. Every single one of them.
Clearly, somebody knew something.
Clearly, Tankathon was on to something. Yeah.
they know
but
something.
The Tankathon is weird, though, because a lot of the times they'll be having, the 12th overall team getting the first pick, almost in every single one. Or, they have crazy jump-ups, which I don't really understand, because it's the same exact odds as the real lottery.
Something's fishy.
But, man, this is just a heartbreaker as a Pistons fan. I'm excited to, after this day, kind of regroup and gather my thoughts and just think about, okay, what can we do here? What are the guys? I'm excited to do some research on, the guys in this area. We've talked about them. The Thompson twins are here. Jarris Walker is a big guy that can be in play here. A guy that I really like is Taylor Hendricks out of UCF. I don't know if he's going to be in that 5th pick range, but Cam Whitmore out of Villanova. I'm mainly saying wings because we need wings.
We need wings.
Anthony Black has been in talks as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who is all showing interest, at least from Pistons fans, and what the Pistons beat has to say about it, as Lakers Nuggets has just tipped off. So do you have any final thoughts to say? I know this is a really short episode.
I want to mention the 2 teams that just missed We'll talk about all three. Portland would have been an incredible destination to get the first overall pick. We've talked about it before. It would have just been a cool story for Portland to get their next guy. Like, okay, now we can kind of just keep Dame till the end of his career because it makes sense when you have Victor. It would be so cool. The Hornets, I was totally cool with them not getting it.
I did not want them to get it at all.
I just didn't want the combination of Melo and Victor. I didn't desire to see that.
And if we're being honest, like, I mean, if we're just being straight up honest here, the Hornets players have not had an incredible reputation over the last several years. You know,
it's been terrible.
Honest, it does not seem like a spot that the NBA would want to put the next, generational talent in, to reward them after the things that have been going down in Charlotte.
The crazy things. So, and the Rockets just missed, which is like, if they would have gotten it, it would have been like, I wouldn't have loved it, but I definitely am happy seeing them drop. I clapped when they were at 4. Yeah. So
yeah, this is tragic. I think Portland would have been really cool, but it would have been a lot more like, I would have definitely been a lot more like this is rigged type situation, like, oh, this is just the NBA letting Dame not leave Portland,
Yep.
But yeah, that is the episode. Nothing much else. We have an episode coming. We're recording it on Thursday with Booher to talk all things Lions. The NBA did not reward you with a great birthday gift.
No, guess I'm just gonna have to like drink my sorrows away for my 21st.
Happy early 21st birthday to Easton. It's tomorrow on Wednesday. So if you're listening to this and you personally know Easton, make sure to wish
or
him.
don't.
Or don't. Yeah, or don't. Like, it's up to you. So, all right. Thank you guys for listening, and hopefully you don't cry too much tonight like us. Bye.